Hello, welcome back. In this video, I want to talk to you about, if you have the question, what should I do with my life? Okay, so this video is way above my pay grade, just to let you know. I got a question from somebody over in the UK, and he was asking me something like, the question, what I discerned from what he was asking was something like, hey, what do I do with my life? And or I'm interested in running a business. Can you say something about running a conscious business versus an ethical one versus, other stuff like that? And here's some stuff that I have to say. Now, as a disclaimer, it is none of my business to tell you how to live. I take a stand for that. It's not my problem. It's not my life. It's not for me to tell you. And I think the main reason I come from this standpoint is, one, my influence from Peter has influenced me a lot, and so my communications tend to mirror that. And also, when I look out at people that are spiritually inclined and or in the consciousness world or the enlightenment world, I want to support you in having your own power. I want to support you in making your own decisions. I want to support you in being able to stand on your own 2 feet. And in a lot of different circles, what I see is a lot of people, they're looking to somebody else to answer their questions. They're looking for the answer somewhere out there. They're looking for somebody to tell them what to do. They're looking for that. Tell me what to do. Tell me how to be. Tell me the right way to live. And there's a space for that. I'm okay with that, like that occurs. I just don't want to take a stand for that, and I don't think it's as powerful as it could be. I would prefer to support you in being able to make your own decisions for yourself. All right, so I'm just letting you know that's where I'm coming from with this. And this question is, like I like to joke, way above my pay grade, ergo, I've got no business answering it. And here are some thoughts. Okay, so as long as you're okay with a disclaimer, or not okay, but as long as you've heard that, here's some thoughts about that. I can really only speak from my own experience. And one of the things that came up for me, like when I was young, for example, I did have this, like, what am I going to do with my life part. And I was looking for something. I mean, you've heard the story, right? It's like I was looking for something, and I put it out to the universe, and I really opened myself up, and I was like, okay, universe, give me something. And then a Ralston character showed up in my life. And I said, that's for me. And it seems to me it did not take me long to make that decision. So I have a challenge understanding this other world where you don't know what you want to do with your life. And I get that. I guess I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I just found something that I really wanted to do at a young age. And then, here you go. Here's some shit, right? Now, so I go through this stuff. I'm obviously passionate because I'm still here. I would have quit a long time ago. But I'm still doing my stuff. But it's not going the way I thought it would go at the beginning. And I think that's a law. I don't think anything ever goes the way you think it's going to go. Like if you start like I'm reminded of a point that Peter would make. He would say something like, you start, and then at some point you have to recraft how you are in relationship to the thing. Like, say, take martial arts, for example. If I start my martial training and I've got a lot of fantasy, good, okay, I realize that. And then, but if I want to make this next level, increase my skills, become more masterful, whatever, I now need to let go of the fantasy. I need to let go of childish things in order to grow. So then I let go of the childish things. Then my approach changes. See, it's no longer the approach of a young man. It's the approach of a maturing young man or something like that. And then maybe starting borderline up to a man. Okay? You see? And the approach changes. Why? Because what's demanded of me changes. Now, could I have predicted that when I was younger? Nope. Do I need to go through those changes in order to grow? Yeah. Or quit. And then I'm assuming I would get caught up with a bunch of other challenges that may occur and things like that. So there's that aspect for me. See? I'm also reminded of 50 Cent. Somebody asked him about depression. And he's like, depression? What do you mean depression? It's like, depression's a luxury. I don't have time to be depressed. See, he's like, he's too busy working. He's too busy hustling. He's too busy building his dream or working his ass off to achieve something that he wants to achieve. And so I'm imagining in that working, that area where he's got to work so hard, he's not thinking about, is this the right choice? He's like, I'm just doing a thing. So maybe there's an aspect like that. Again, I'm just saying some things in response to this query that at the very least, you'll have a different perspective to bounce off of your own and then empower your ability to consider the matter for yourself. Yeah. Okay. Another thought, because there was a question there about ethical business or conscious business, or, it's like you talk to some people, or like if I talk to Peter and he'll say like, yeah, I could do that, but my heart won't let me, or my soul won't let me, or some such, right? He'll speak like that. And I have stuff like that where it's like, yeah, I feel capable in many areas, but there are certain things I just can't do. Or I just like, and I don't want to sound foo-foo, of course. I mean, you know me and how I approach these things. It's like, there seems to be a knowing, a sense that is deeper than just my surface intellectual mind, a deep knowing that tells me like when something's off, I know it in a deep way. And I'm like, that wasn't quite right. Like that didn't really, like that's just off right there. How do I know that's off? That is a good question. You see, I couldn't tell you. But I have stuff like that in my experience. And so when I'm considering what to do with my life, if I were to consider that, it's like, I think there's something to this, what Peter would call your heart of hearts. You see, like your soul, your heart, your real heart in the bottom. Like, what do you want? Or you're trying to build something. What is really demanded of you if you're going to do that? You see, in your heart. Maybe you're just not letting yourself see it, to speak in a poetic way, perhaps. You see, there's this possibility, it seems to me, anyway. Okay? There's this, like, because I've said this a bunch of times. I can't tell you how many times I've wanted to quit what I'm doing, or I've run into some challenges, and then I run into stuff. I mean, shit. And what I mean by run into stuff is demands are made of me. And then I'm faced with a choice. Like, do I continue or do I stop? See, it would be easier if, in my mind, it would be easier if I did something else. However, I'm sure I would there'd be some other challenges. See? But demands are made. And every time, and it's a weird thing for me anyway, every time I'm confronted with this stuff, I'm like, and I might have a very strong, so here's for me what it's like anyway, for what it's worth. I may have a strong feeling of, fuck, this is hard. I don't know if I can continue. And then somehow something in my soul is like, you got to keep going. Like, what else are you going to do, Brendan? What's your choices here? What would you want to spend your life doing? I guess maybe I asked that question. It's like, what do you want to spend your life doing before you die? You're going to die. You're going to die. He's going to dance. He's going to... No, okay. You're going to die. Your body will die. There's not a single human being that has not had their body perish. Period. bar none. Death is 0 losses, infinite wins. Wins every fucking time. 0. Your body dies. How do you want to be? How do you want to spend your life? What do you want to be up to? What's worth it to you? And then do that. Okay? Here's another thing that, and now I'm remembering, there's something else. You see, another thing that happens going to my Watch the Consequences well, the well of consequences. It's like, notice what occurs for you. And in one of these books, it was something like, it was a different way of thinking about what should you do with your life, right? It's like just this question. Again, I'm way above my pay grade. I'm not authorized to answer this question. And here I go, talking. Notice what happens when you get good at something versus when you first start doing it. Because that's another aspect. It turns the whole, I need to find a life purpose on my head, because a lot of people spend their time looking for a life purpose, not realizing that they could do pretty much anything they want and make that their purpose for living. You can create your life purpose. In other words, you don't have to go find it. You can make it up. You can make up whatever you want your life purpose to be. You can have it be that by choice. You don't have to go find it. You can create it. Because at the end of the day, you create the purpose for your life anyway. You're already creating it. See? And so in this book, it was something like, notice what happens like when you're really good at something. If you get good at something, you will feel alive about it. Why? Because you're good at it. You're confident. You feel that. You know it. See? And there is something there. And it's like, and then you could ask yourself, well, is that a life worth living? You know, something, if you're really, really good at something, you've crafted a skill, you can serve people. Because at the end of the day, what is it you're going to do to make money? It's going to have to be something to serve others. I don't see, I really don't see another way. And it's funny because as I'm talking about this, I'm like taking in my own advice. I'm like, no shit. Because that's what you're doing if you're making money, is you're serving other people. Think about it. You're giving them value. It's like, what am I doing these videos for? I'm doing them for me, but via service to you. How do I feel when I make the videos? Well, pretty good when I get them done, I get them published. Maybe it helps a few people. Okay, I might get down on myself. That's my problem. I'm like, oh man, I wish I had more people. But then I go, well, if I were to really get more people, I'd have to, as Peter might say, sell my soul to the devil. I could do what everybody else is doing, but I'm not going to do that. At least not for now. Maybe I'll be a sellout. I don't think so. See, but no, it's like I'm going to do this, and then it does. It serves others. It serves you, the people that listen. Some of you are like, oh, wow, thanks for sharing that. I'm like, great. Cool, and I'm intentionally building that over a long period of time. See? And for me, it's good. It's what I want to be up to. Although I do sometimes think it would be easier if I didn't have to do all this stuff. It's because I'm lazy. Anyway. So, yeah, and then then here's, I guess, here is the last thing I want to share with you before I wrap up this video is you can use, since, the person you're asking the question, I know you've been here, you've done some workshops, good. You're also, anybody who's listening, you're definitely invited to come do workshops, is check the website, find it out. You have to explore. You know how to contemplate. You can ask yourself questions like, what do you want to be up to? In your soul, what do you want to do? Open up to whatever that is for you. Be open. Question, wonder. You can sit with a question for a long period of time, and you may not get an answer right away, but you can still sit with it and work it. And at some point, you will discover something to do. Yeah. And then go do it. And yeah. And I have found that when I really do something well, it does feel good. Now, and then it's up to you. It's, as far as I can tell, it's going to be up to you, like the nature of what you do. You know, could I spend my life, like I saw some Instagram video, this kid was interviewing this guy, and how did you make your millions? How did you make your money? It's like, well, I made my money selling e-cigarettes. So could I do that and be supporting cancer and addiction and all that stuff? Would I do that? No. Could somebody else do that? Yeah, but it's up to you. Because I know you're in a certain type of scene, but yeah, at the end of the day, what speaks to your heart? What is it you want to be up to? And go do that, because your time is limited. You're going to die. And so how do you want to spend your lifetime before that? Cool. So that's it. Much love. Take care. Good luck. Please use the video if you can. Do all the shit. Drop me a comment. Shoot me an email. If you want to get interested in some stuff, we have an online community that we're working with. Yeah, take care. Till next time.